the Bizarre Collar Bomb Heist. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a story so strange and shocking it feels ripped right out of a Hollywood thriller. It's known as the Collar Bomb Heist or the Pizza Bomber case. Imagine a peaceful afternoon in August 2003, a pizza delivery driver strolling into a bank with a ticking bomb locked around his neck. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most bizarre heists in American history. On August 28, 2003, in Erie, Pennsylvania, a 46-year-old pizza delivery man named Brian Wells walked into a PNC bank. But he wasn't just any customer. He was carrying a shotgun that looked like a cane, clearly a makeshift weapon, and he was wearing a bulky metal collar contraption locked around his neck. Approaching the teller, he handed over a note demanding $250,000. It's a sum you'd expect in a Hollywood script, but this was chillingly real. The bank staff, terrified, scrambled to comply. However, they only managed to provide about $8,000 and some change, far less than the demanded amount. Wells walked out calmly, seemingly under instructions, got into his car, and began following a set of cryptic clues. According to later reports, these clues were part of a twisted scavenger hunt, with each location promising the next key or code to remove the collar bomb around his neck. While Wells was in the parking lot outside the bank, local police quickly surrounded him. Realizing something was off, they saw the metal collar device and backed away. The terrifying moment was caught on live TV. Brian pleaded for help, claiming he was just a hostage, forced to wear this bomb collar. Then, in a moment that would haunt investigators for years, the device started beeping. It gave off a sudden series of high-pitched alerts before detonating, fatally wounding Brian Wells. Horrified onlookers and officers alike witnessed this gruesome end. The biggest question, how had a simple pizza delivery turned into a real-life ticking time bomb? The FBI was immediately on the case. They discovered that just before the bank robbery, Brian Wells had been called to deliver pizzas to a mysterious location. Investigators found footprints, tire tracks, and bizarre handwritten instructions believed to be given to Wells. But was he in on the plan, or was he truly an innocent hostage? The deeper the FBI dug, the more bizarre the puzzle became. Evidence started pointing to a group of local conspirators. Each suspect had their own motivations: money, revenge, manipulation. The ring included a woman named Marjorie Deal Armstrong, a man named Kenneth Barnes, and several others, each with their own complicated story of mental health issues and criminal backgrounds. But wait, was Brian Wells involved? Here's where it gets controversial. The authorities initially weren't sure if Brian Wells was a willing participant in the robbery, or an actual victim coerced at gunpoint. Wells's family swore he was set up. Investigators said he might have known more than he admitted. Over time, the evidence leaned toward him being involved to some extent. But no one can say for certain whether he expected the bomb to be real or lethal, evil genius or twisted plot. The media dubbed the criminal scheme behind this heist an evil genius plan. Some argued the conspirators were cunning manipulators playing a deadly chess game with law enforcement. Others believe it was less mastermind and more chaos. A ragtag group of criminals with twisted ambitions that spiraled out of control. My personal take? It's an unsettling reminder that truth can be more bizarre than fiction. Whether Brian Wells was a victim, an accomplice, or both, the case highlights how easily people can get swept into a deadly chain of events, especially when money and desperation collide. Lingering questions. Even after the main conspirators were arrested and convicted, many questions remain. Did Brian Wells truly have no idea the bomb around his neck was live? How many more people were involved behind the scenes? And perhaps the biggest question, why go to such complex lengths for a mere $8,000, much less than the original ransom demand? Despite the convictions, the case still sparks debate among true crime enthusiasts. There's even a documentary that explores every twist, every questionable detail, and every conflicting statement made by those close to the investigation. Thanks for sticking with me through this wild ride into the collar bomb heist. Cases like this are proof that real-life stories can be far stranger and far darker than anything we could dream up in fiction. If you found this as fascinating as I did, remember to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps a lot, especially since the YouTube algorithm doesn't always show these kinds of stories to new viewers. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Brian Wells was a victim or a willing participant who got in over his head? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.